Across the world, there are rainfalls that defy understanding. Imagine a downpour that turns a peaceful city into a scene that looks soaked in blood. Or a volcano that erupts but doesn't release lava. Instead, it looks like a creature is thrashing inside, trying to break free. So, without making you wait any longer, here is a list of the 20 most unusual and frightening natural events you've likely never heard of before. Take a seat and follow along as we explore the top 20 unexplained mysteries. In 2018, a massive crack appeared in southwestern Kenya, tearing through roads and farmland. It was part of the East African Rift System, a geological fault stretching over 3,000 kilometers from Ethiopia to Mozambique. This rift is slowly splitting the African continent due to tectonic plates pulling apart, the Somali plate drifting from the Nubian plate. It has been forming for millions of years, but recent earthquakes and ground ruptures show it may be speeding up. In 2005, a 56-kilometer crack opened in Ethiopia's Afar Desert, giving scientists a glimpse into how oceans begin. Experts believe it could take 5 to 10 million years for seawater to fill the rift and create a new ocean. When that happens, Africa will be split, forming new coastlines and ecosystems. This process mirrors Earth's past. About 138 million years ago, a similar rift created the South Atlantic Ocean by separating South America from Africa. But not all threats rise from the Earth. Sometimes they bubble up in the most unexpected forms. In 2017, a storm hit Cleveleys, a coastal town in England, covering streets in thick, brown sea foam. Winds from the North Atlantic stirred the ocean, and within minutes, foam flew into windows, onto rooftops, and into people's eyes. This foam forms when seawater full of decaying plankton and algae is churned by wind and waves. Proteins, salt, and air create bubbles that clump together, like whipped cream or soap suds. Normally, it's harmless. But during strong storms, the foam spreads quickly. Too much decay can make it sting the eyes or irritate the skin. In rare cases, it traps marine life, including venomous sea snakes. In Australia, people have been warned to avoid sea foam hiding snakes, jellyfish, or debris. It may look fun, but it's a mix of dead sea life and ocean energy, nature in turmoil. Have you ever witnessed a natural phenomenon that looked beautiful but felt terrifying? Comment and chat with me. But what if the danger wasn't in the sea or the earth, but in the lifeblood of a tree? High in the rugged hills of Socotra Island, off Yemen's coast, grows the dragon's blood tree. Its thick trunk and umbrella-shaped branches give it a striking look, but what makes it truly unique is its deep red sap. Locals call it the blood of two brothers. When the bark is cut, the sap oozes like blood. This resin has been used for centuries in medicine, dyes, incense, and rituals. Ancient cultures believed it had healing and mystical powers. The tree grows slowly. It starts with a single trunk, then branches over decades. Some take hundreds of years to reach full size. Modern science shows the sap has antioxidants and antimicrobial properties. It looks like a wound, yet it helps heal. Because it grows only on Socotra and reproduces slowly, the tree is at risk from drought, overgrazing, and climate change. Without protection, its strange beauty could disappear. From trees that bleed to skies that darken with wings, what happens when the air itself turns chaotic? On January 27th, a video was recorded on a boulevard in Austin, Texas, showing thousands of birds gathering in one area. At first, the birds filled the railway tracks, but as a train approached, they took to the sky, then circled and briefly covered the surroundings. The number of birds was so large that some cars had to slow down or change direction. At times, the birds flew low over the road, making it seem like they had taken over the space. Similar scenes have been reported in parts of England, where large flocks suddenly appear in urban areas. Experts say this behavior is common when birds flock together for warmth, protection from predators, or to exchange information about safe resting spots. It's estimated that there were about 100,000 birds in this flock. Fortunately, despite the unusual sight, no harm to people was reported. And just when you thought things couldn't get more intense, imagine an eruption without fire, but with thunderous mud. Before exploring, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, just hit the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. It helps this channel so much. And if you do that, I will do everything I can to make this show even better for you. On July 4, 2021, a powerful explosion shook Dashli Island in Azerbaijan, sending fire, smoke, and cold mud high into the sky, reaching nearly 1,000 feet. But this wasn't a lava eruption. It was a mud volcano, thick, cold, foul-smelling sludge blasted upward with force. Unlike normal volcanoes, mud volcanoes form when underground gas and water build pressure and burst through the surface, often near fault lines. These eruptions are cold, with temperatures rarely above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. They don't melt rock but still unleash explosive energy, fueled by flammable gases like methane. Azerbaijan has over 400 mud volcanoes, nearly half the world's total, mostly near the Caspian Sea. Some are small, but others, like Dashli, are huge and unpredictable. The 2021 blast was visible from over 15 kilometers away. Speaking of eruptions, what if lava glowed blue like alien fire? The Ijen volcano in Indonesia is part of a large volcanic area stretching over 20 kilometers. By day, it's quiet and gray, but at night it glows with eerie blue flames. This blue lava isn't lava. The lava is normal molten rock, but the blue glow comes from burning sulfur gases. These gases escape through cracks, ignite when they hit the air, and create bright blue flames, sometimes tiny, sometimes towering. The air is filled with sulfur dioxide, a toxic gas that smells like rotten eggs. It can cause coughing, headaches, dizziness, and eye irritation. Visitors are urged to wear gas masks and keep their distance, but the experience remains intense. This mix of beauty and danger makes Ijen unique. It's one of the few places on Earth where this rare reaction occurs, and the most active and accessible. But what happens when fire itself starts spinning like a tornado? Brace yourself for one of nature's most terrifying tempests. A massive fire whirl struck Japan on September 1, 1923, during the Great Kanto earthquake. As fires spread through Tokyo and Yokohama, a superheated updraft near a military depot created a fire vortex up to 800 feet tall. In just 15 minutes, it claimed over 38,000 lives in a crowded refugee area. Similar fire whirls have appeared in recent wildfires, like the Carr Fire in California in 2018, where winds over 140 miles per hour flipped cars and uprooted trees. Unlike regular tornadoes, fire whirls are made of flames and heat. Inside, temperatures can exceed 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to melt glass. They form quickly, vanish suddenly, and leave behind scorched ground. Now shift your eyes to the skies again, because sometimes when it rains, it bleeds. In July 2001, red rain fell over Kerala, India, shocking residents as it stained streets, clothes, and rooftops. Many feared something unnatural had happened. The strange rain returned several times over the next 2 months, especially between July 25 and September 23, turning parts of Kerala pink and red. Early theories ranged from pollution to meteors to supernatural signs. But in 2006, physicist Godfrey Lewis and his team found the rain contained microscopic spores, likely from a type of airborne algae called Trentipolia annulata. These spores, lifted by wind and monsoon activity, may have mixed with rain clouds to create the red color. Some spores showed unusual traits, surviving heat and lacking detectable DNA, leading to fringe theories about alien origins. Though not widely accepted, the idea drew brief media attention. If you think red rain is strange, wait until you see ice that moves like a monster. In 2013, Dauphin Narrows in Manitoba saw one of the worst cases. A wall of jagged ice nearly 30 feet high plowed through homes, smashed fences, and broke windows. Witnesses said it sounded like a freight train. Ice tsunamis need the right conditions. In early spring, thawing ice breaks from the shore. If strong, steady wind blows across the lake, it can push the ice onto land like a moving wall. Because ice is slick, it slides easily and causes serious damage. The U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration warns that ice tsunamis can move quickly and are heavy enough to crush buildings and vehicles. What makes them eerie is how quietly they form. No crashing waves, just a sudden, creeping wall of ice that groans, cracks, and climbs forward like something alive. And as frozen waves retreat, we ask, can it rain animals? In Toroh, Honduras, a strange event called lluvia de peces, rain of fish, has been reported almost every year for over a century, usually between May and July after strong storms. Locals say it dates back to the 1800s, with some calling it a miracle. The mystery deepens as Toroh is 40 miles from the ocean. The most common theory blames waterspouts, tornado-like air columns that could lift fish from lakes or rivers and drop them inland. But no one has ever seen one during the event. The fish, often small freshwater species, are sometimes still alive. Some scientists think they come from underground streams, pushed to the surface by flooding. Others believe it's a rare local phenomenon that only happens in this valley. No one knows for sure, but it continues, year after year. But what if the animals don't fall from the sky, but rise into the trees? In southwestern Morocco, goats are often seen climbing argan trees in search of fruit. Food is scarce on the dry, rocky land, so they go where the fruit grows, even high in the branches. These goats have split hooves and soft foot pads that help them grip bark and balance on narrow limbs. Their dew claws give extra traction, making them surprisingly agile in trees. Even in wind or on bending branches, they stay steady thanks to strong legs and sharp balance, more like monkeys than typical livestock. The goats eat the fruit but can't digest the hard seeds. These are later collected by farmers and used to make argan oil, a valuable product in cooking and cosmetics. In doing so, the goats help support Morocco's rural economy. Subscribe for more spine-tingling science and natural phenomena that even textbooks can't fully explain. We uncover the stories others miss. From branches to the heavens, next, look up at clouds that signal something far more dangerous than beauty. In 2021, strange clouds appeared over Cordoba, Argentina. The sky darkened, then hail, lightning, and strong winds followed, tearing roofs from buildings. These were Mammatus clouds, known for their pouch-like shapes. Unlike most clouds that rise, these sink as cold air drops through warm, moist layers. They often appear before or after extreme weather like supercells, hailstorms, or tornadoes. Sometimes they signal danger. Other times they just hang in the sky, glowing orange at sunset, their shapes rippling like dragon scales. Meteorologists say Mammatus clouds show an unstable atmosphere. They've been seen before severe storms, wind shear, and even after volcanic eruptions. What if a storm didn't just bring thunder but radiation? Here's what scientists found during a blizzard. During winter storms in places like northern Japan and the Arctic, scientists discovered bursts of gamma radiation, usually linked to black holes or nuclear reactions, coming from the ground, not space. These bursts were over 1,000% higher than normal background levels. In 2017, University of Tokyo researchers detected this during heavy snowstorms near the Sea of Japan. The cause was friction between dry, blowing snow and the icy ground. Like rubbing a balloon, the snow built up an electric charge. But on a large scale, this charge released powerful gamma rays. To the naked eye, nothing seems unusual. But to sensitive instruments, the skies glow with invisible, high-energy light. Gamma rays on Earth's surface are rare. We expect them from space or lightning, not from snow and wind. This discovery surprised scientists and revealed a hidden danger in the storm. Not all sky phenomena are deadly. Some whisper from space's edge, cold, ghostly, and glowing. 80 kilometers above Earth, near the edge of space, ghostly blue clouds shimmer in silence. Their name means night shining. Unlike regular clouds, they form high above the stratosphere, where the air is cold and thin. They appear mostly during summer in polar regions, just after sunset, when sunlight still reaches them from below. This creates a glowing, electric blue display across the dark sky. NASA says they're made of tiny ice crystals forming on dust, possibly from meteors. In recent years, they've become brighter and more common, even appearing in places like the United States and Europe. Scientists think Noctilucent clouds might help us understand the upper atmosphere and how it's changing. More than just beautiful, they are quiet signals from above, reminders that wonder still exists just over our heads. But return to Earth and you'll find rainfall so fierce it cuts the land like a sword. In the highlands of southern Brazil, a rare weather event called the Toroh leaves deep, straight scars on mountain slopes, like cuts from an invisible blade. The name, from the Tupi-Guarani language, means rainfall like a water jet, describing sudden, powerful downpours that reshape the land. Unlike normal rain, a Toroh happens during supercell storms and involves fast, focused streams of rain. When funneled by mountains, these streams hit the ground with such force that they erode soil and rock, carving narrow lines into the slopes. Indigenous communities have long known about the Toroh and its effects. Their knowledge has helped scientists study this intense event, which likely forms from unstable air, moisture, and terrain, creating what some call liquid micro-explosions. Now, from deep cuts to mysterious lights, some say what follows next isn't even natural. In southern Savonia, Finland, Lake Paasselkä is known not just for its calm beauty but for mysterious glowing orbs seen above the water or in nearby woods. These lights, red, white, or yellow, are called the Paasselkä devils and have been part of local folklore for centuries. Some orbs hover still, while others dart around, follow boats, or vanish when approached. Witnesses say they're about the size of a football and sometimes give off heat. The lake itself sits in an ancient meteorite crater, formed about 1.8 billion years ago. It also shows strange magnetic activity, which some believe may be linked to the lights, though no clear explanation exists. These glowing spheres have been recorded since the 18th century. While some think they come from natural gases or weather, others see them as spirits or mystical forces rooted in Finnish legend. Still think lights are strange? Try a glacier that bleeds. From Antarctica's Taylor Glacier, a deep red stream flows from the ice. Known as blood falls, it looks like rust-colored water spilling from a wound in the glacier, a sight that shocked explorers when they first saw it in 1911. Researchers say the water comes from a hidden lake trapped under the glacier for over 2 million years. This ancient salt water is rich in iron, and when it reaches the surface, it reacts with air and turns red, just like rust. Even more surprisingly, tiny microbes live in this sealed lake. They survive without sunlight, oxygen, or fresh water. Scientists believe these organisms could help us understand how life might survive on icy planets or moons, like Europa. But if blood-red ice doesn't shake you, a rolling sky serpent just might. The morning glory cloud is a rare, tube-shaped cloud that can stretch over 1,000 kilometers. It rolls through the sky like a giant, living creature. This striking cloud forms mostly in one place, the Gulf of Carpentaria in northern Queensland, Australia. It appears during early mornings in September and October, but only when the weather conditions are just right. Pilots and storm chasers travel from around the world to see it or ride its smooth edge, using its strong updrafts like a skybound roller coaster. It's a special type of roll cloud created when cool, dry air flows over warm, humid air trapped near the ground. As the sun rises, this mix begins to spin, forming the long, rolling cloud. From clouds that roll to fire that refuses to die. Behind a waterfall, a secret flame burns. In Chestnut Ridge Park near Buffalo, New York, a small flame burns behind a 30-foot waterfall. Known as Eternal Flame Falls, it creates a striking mix of fire and water that draws visitors year-round. The flame is fueled by natural gases, mainly methane and ethane, that seep through cracks in shale rock. These gases come from the Rhinostreet Shale, formed over 350 million years ago. When exposed to air, the gas can ignite, and although the flame may go out, visitors often relight it. What puzzles scientists is how the gas forms. The surrounding shale isn't hot or old enough to explain the volume of gas, leaving the cause uncertain. Beyond science, the flame has cultural meaning. Local legends say Native Americans may have first lit it, viewing it as sacred. Today it remains a rare and fascinating natural wonder. Now imagine a lake so deadly it turns life to stone, but also protects it in a paradox of death and beauty. In northern Tanzania, near the Great Rift Valley, lies Lake Natron, a place so still and strange it feels otherworldly. Its red surface steams, and along the shore lie perfectly preserved birds, as if frozen in time. When small birds land on the lake, they often don't survive. The lake's high alkalinity and heat dry out their bodies, turning them into natural statues. This happens because the water is rich in sodium carbonate from ancient volcanic ash. With a pH as high as 10.5 and temperatures reaching up to 60 degrees Celsius, the lake is both deadly and preserving. Photographer Nick Brandt described the scene as life turned into sculpture. Yet the lake is not lifeless. Thousands of flamingos thrive here, using their tough skin and feeding habits to survive where few others can. The danger that kills also protects them, keeping predators away. Which of these natural phenomena would you least want to experience in real life, raining fish or a wall of ice creeping toward your house? Drop your fear factor in the comments. If you found today's video interesting, don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Your support is very important to us. Be sure to check out the next video appearing on your screen. You're sure to love the content we bring. Please leave a comment about which country you'd like us to explore next. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.